Welcome to a busy webinar. You're talking with Dave Meyer right now of BizzyWeb, and we're going to go through marketing for the trades, how to reach your best clients with digital marketing. I am Dave Meyer with BizzyWeb, and here's how to reach me. You can send a note to dave@bizzyweb.com, and if you have questions or would like to request the PowerPoint deck from today, you can either send me that email, give us a call at 612-4BizzyO, 424-9990, or here's also how you can request and submit questions live during the event. Today, you can go directly to the BizzyWebinar page, and right here, it notes that you can use the Twitter hashtag #BizzyWebinar. We used to do Google Hangouts question and answers, but we're seeing some drop off in the responses on that because Google is actually sunsetting Hangouts on air. And so this is going to be a much better way to do it. We're just going to use the Twitter hashtag #BizzyWebinar. So if you log on to Twitter and hit the # with BizzyWebinar, or if you want to send us an email, again at dave@bizzyweb.com, we will answer your questions during the event. So that's going to be the new way we do this. And if you go to Twitter and you search for BizzyWebinar just by clicking #BizzyWebinar at twitter.com, you'll see all of the searches and all the things that are happening. So hopefully we'll get a bunch of responses on there. If you'd like, go ahead and submit your questions, your thoughts, whatever you want to talk about via the hashtag #BizzyWebinar. And again, you can watch the event live by clicking play here. Once you do click play, it'll open up into a new window and you can go full screen, and you should be able to see that and review. If you do have questions or concerns, by all means, let us know. But that's how to take care of questions. Let's get back into the agenda for the day. And here's what we're going to talk about today. First, of course, we're going to go through a little bit about BizzyWeb, who we are, what we do, what I do at BizzyWeb as Dave Meyer, president. And then we're going to dive right into marketing for the trades. A bit about us is going to take 2 minutes or less, and then marketing for the trades is pretty much the rest. We're going to go through the best networks to use for trade marketing, and then we're going to go through next steps. So if you have questions about any of those things, again, be sure to use the Twitter hashtag BizzyWebinar, BizzyWebinar. All right, I promised I would get through some very quick notes on who BizzyWeb is. We're a digital marketing agency located in Minneapolis, actually just a little bit north of Minneapolis in Champlin, Minnesota. And our team of 15 folks helps clients with website design, with email marketing, with content creation, social media marketing, Google advertising, search engine optimization, or the art of ranking you better on websites, all through our Buzz Builders programs and our web design services. We do everything that our clients need all in one spot, including hosting, domain registration, you name it, we can help you with it as long as it's in digital marketing. We'd love to talk with you, and if you want to go to bizzyweb.com and search around a little bit more, you can actually even get started by going to the Get Started tab right at the upper right of every BizzyWeb page on our website. So hope to see you there. Let's get right into marketing for the trades. Here's what we're going to talk through when we discuss trade-related marketing. First, we're going to go through how to focus on your customer, and then we're going to dive a little bit deeper into how to engage. I'm going to give you a formula a little bit later in the presentation, but you're going to find out how to engage, inform, capture, and convert your visitors into customers. We're going to share examples, photos, hints, tips, and tricks, and then get them to respond, click, subscribe, or refer. All of this rounds into engage, inform, capture, and convert. And so you'll see a lot more detail on that as we move forward in the event today. First, of course, you need to focus on your customer. For trades, and I'm talking specifically about physical goods trades, electricians, plumbers, HVAC, anyone that works in the construction or home remodeling industry, whether that be commercial construction, residential. We have a number of clients that are very, very successful with what they do with their digital marketing efforts. When they do, they are crystal clear on who they're connecting with and who they're trying to reach. You need to build what's called a marketing persona of your best clients. Think back over the best clients you've had this year so far. If you could get 5 more of those clients this year, it would make your month or maybe even make your entire year. Identify who they are, where you found them, what they do, like what their job title is, what their role is within their organization, what their role is in their household if it's residential, and how they make their purchasing decisions, and outline all of that. We have a BizzyWebinar on personas, marketing personas. It's from about 3 months ago, but if you just go right into BizzyWeb.com and search for personas, you'll see the BizzyWebinar on how to identify and spell out the persona. The key thing is that people that sell drill bits don't really sell drill bits. They sell holes. So what you need to focus on is the hole that you fill for your customer. You, of course, can't know who your customer is unless you take some time to really think about who your best customers are. Be as specific as possible. When what we say there with niche is if you work specifically in residential, maybe it's high-end homes, maybe it's executive homes, maybe it's REO properties, maybe it's single family in specific regions. You need to know, and to the degree to which you can be exacting and as specific as possible, your marketing gets that much easier as you move forward. So it's a whole lot easier to market to a very defined group than to try to connect with everyone all at once. Compare the analogy, it's a lot easier to hit a target with a rifle than with a shotgun, especially if you're just pointing the shotgun in multiple directions and just pulling the trigger and hoping for the best. So make sure that you spend that time to identify who your target market is, and then figure out what really makes them tick. When they're searching on Google, what do they search for? What do they type in their browser window? And then here's the key. You have to have those keywords on your website regularly in order to get ranked. So just to put together a website that has residential roofing and remodeling in Elk River, Minnesota, is an entirely different thing than having a series of posts on roofing or remodeling on your website that say, we serve Elk River, Minnesota. And so if you have that, and if you provide multiple instances of content via posts on your website, this is the blogging tool or the news tool on WordPress-powered websites. If you don't have such a tool, you should probably talk to us because it's the best way to get found on search engines. But make sure that you have regular content. You want to update your website at least once a week. You want to make posts on your social media at least once a week so that people can see that you're active, they can connect with you, they can get to know you, they can get to trust you. With trades, almost more than any other industry, you need to be trustworthy, and people need to know you in order to trust you. If they see a bunch of social media posts about you and they understand that you're an expert in your field, that you have top quality teammates, that they even might see some of those teammates and get to know them a little bit through their social media posts, that's going to take them to the next step and just make it so much easier to connect and engage with them. I had a conversation with a friend just earlier this week, and we had the discussion that it's no longer a brand value statement, and it's no longer a marketing funnel that you need to do. People don't find you and then follow a predefined set of steps to join you in your company. It's much more like a carousel or like a merry-go-round where they hop on and they hop off at any given point in your marketing. They might find you on Facebook, they might find you on Twitter, they might find you on LinkedIn, they might search for you, they might respond to an ad, or they might get an email from you. But at any of those points, you need to be able to provide and present your best foot forward so that people can connect. And again, you need to engage with them. We're going to go through a strategy in just a little bit as to how you can best engage with people. But you're going to be successful to the direct response or to the direct proportion that you're able to present yourself in a compelling way at every turn. Some people are into Facebook, some people are into LinkedIn, some people are Twitterers, and hashtag us at BizzyWebinar and provide who your best customers are. Or again, if you do have questions, we'd love to connect with you on that. But focusing on your customer is the very first and most important part of finding those customers. After you've engaged with them and gotten their connections and gotten their information, you next want to take some time and get them to engage with you further by informing them. So we've engaged, we've found them. Now we're going to share examples, hints, and tips. You want to write about what hurts or what's broken. If you're a home inspector, one of the most brilliant social media campaigns and outreaches that's actually completely transformed the business is a home inspector that posts pictures of home inspection nightmares. He puts those out on Pinterest and on his website. And you can see, people that have propped up their entire house with one rickety 2x4, or people that are using their knob and tube electrical wiring for clothes drying, or all kinds of crazy things, right? People that have literally used duct tape and chewing gum that's incredibly engaging content. And it focuses on what people are interested in. You need to get into the brains of the people that you're trying to target, which is why you need to know who they are and what makes them tick, because then you can write what you know that they're searching for. You also have to get one step beyond or one step back from what you deliver. So if it's roofing or if it's electrical consultations or rewiring, you need to take that one step back. Instead of roofing, you might want to focus on what to do if your ceiling is becoming discolored, or if you just had a hailstorm, or if you think your roof is getting old, or if that you're worried about a leaky roof. Just going straight to roofing, sometimes people haven't identified what the initial root cause is. So having a post that matches what that indicator might be that they need to work with you, or blown fuses for the electrical example, or knob and tube wiring, or electrical danger, or shorted sockets, or blown light fixtures, whatever that may be. Focusing on all of those things that are probably parts of the problem, but not necessarily the entire problem. So think of what those symptoms are, or how you diagnose what an issue is with your customer, and then start writing about some of those diagnoses. You can give videos, example photos, how-tos, so you can share how to fix a plumbing leak, how to fix a leaky toilet, for example. Sometimes it's nice to share a lot more on DIY on the jobs that you don't want. So if you are a plumber and you want to focus on water softeners, but you're getting a lot of calls about leaky toilets, it might make sense to have a video sharing how they can fix their own leaky toilet. That does two things. It decreases the amount of calls that you're going to get on work that you don't want, and it also sets you up as a trusted resource. So the next time they do have a problem, or if they happen to try to fix their toilet and they wind up breaking something, because something always does happen, and they need to order a replacement toilet, you are the person they call. If you're an expert, share some of what you know. Code issues, items that you need to identify, or symptoms, again, of bigger problems. Lawn repair and mowing services sometimes identify when to seed, or when to, how to use core aeration services. We have clients in all of these industries, so I'm giving you real examples. But all of that is helpful, and it sets you up as the expert, so that the next time they actually do have an issue, you are the person or the organization that they call. The key thing is, if you're going to offer some sort of a tip, some sort of a tool, some sort of a video, go ahead and ask them for their information. Put your content on a gated page. So have a quick pop-up when, so say, here's the 3 things that you need to know if you're going to replace your own sink or whatever. And you'll have a little video, but you might want to do a teaser video that they can peruse. And then for more in-depth tips, click here for the full video. When they click here for that full video, you're just going to ask them for their name and their email address and say, right there, we will connect with you occasionally with other helpful tips and tricks, and give you access to easy offers. We're never going to share your information, and we're not going to sell you on anything. Make sure that you share all those things up front, but make it incredibly easy, because what you want to do is get their information so that you, A, know that they exist, and B, you can start to engage with them at a little deeper level. You might want to send them your monthly newsletter that has helpful tips. And in that monthly newsletter, you might talk about things that are coming up seasonally. So right now it might be knowing how to winterize your cabin. It might be how to make sure that you're ready for fall cleanup. It might be, what you need to know going into the winter months with your furnace, or with your water heater, or with your electrical, or with your new construction project. So sharing all of that at the beginning, again, invites them into the conversation with you, because all marketing, especially at this level, is intended to engage people on a visceral level, to get them to know you, to trust you, and to think about you and contact you when the timing is right. Once you do have that information, then you need to get them to that next step. So you're going to encourage them to respond. And we talked about this a little bit with the gated pages. Capture their information. So get their name, their phone number if they want, their email address. At the top of BizzyWeb's website, we have Get Started. And we have a link to that on almost every page and post that we do, because we want to engage people. We want to connect with them. We want to get them to the next step. If you use tools like Constant Contact, you can actually set it up to very easily just text to join your mailing list, so that you can keep up to date with easy contacts, or text us to get a call. Millennials tend to be much more phone-based, much more mobile device-based. And so sending a text is much more enticing to them than having to call someone or having to send an email. They don't want to have to do either of those things if they can avoid it. So offering a text-based message or something right inside of your social media accounts so that they can connect with you can be very helpful. And then once you connect with them, once you gather their information, connect with them regularly. Now, I'm saying regularly, not often, because it has to make sense. You don't want to send things in general more than once a month, unless you have something urgent that you want to share. BizzyWeb does send out weekly messaging to our clients, but we have weekly content that we talk about. We do one monthly newsletter that rounds up some of the larger news inside of the industry, some of the things that are happening, and then some overall just kind of keeping up with our clients and our friends kind of information. But then weekly, we basically just tease for the upcoming event. So you probably registered as a result of the email that we sent out to you, inviting you to Marketing for the Trades. Tell them what to do next with every connection that you give them. It's called calls to action, and invite them to call, to try, or to buy. It might be a seminar on how to do something. It's probably more like a free estimate, tips, or savings. The key is that you want to engage them so that they connect up and so that they take that next step with you. And then we talk about engage, inform, capture, and convert. But really, here's what this 4-step process is. And I'm going to go into different detail with this in a couple of minutes. But engage is to get people's attention, to draw them into the conversation. You know who they are. Now speak to what hurts for them. Inform. Prove that you're the expert. Give them relevant information. You are an expert in your field. Give them a little taste of why you're an expert. Share some of those things. It doesn't have to be too esoteric. It doesn't have to be too in-depth or crazy, and you don't have to give away everything that you know, but share with them that interesting tidbit that you might share with a friend at a restaurant, or you might share with family over, your Labor Day weekend when people ask you at a picnic, so what's new in your world? And then capture, ask for their information so that you can continue to connect. And then after you've done those things, you can continue to engage and inform until you convert them by giving them a reason to take the next step. It's very simple, very easy. Engage, inform, capture, and convert is basically all of marketing. So then let's talk a little bit about the best networks and how to engage people, because engagement is really kind of the watchword. You have to be noticed, you have to guide people, and marketing isn't about hitting people over the head anymore, and it's not about broadcasting into the universe in the hopes that people will just work with you on sheer numbers alone. The marketing funnel has really flipped on its head, and it's more about getting referrals from better people than it is about trying to capture as many people as possible. Fewer people are taking out newspaper ads in favor of engaging campaigns on social media where you're talking to people. We're going to talk through these 5 networks: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram quickly, in order to give you an idea on how to do this inside of your trade and inside of your business. But here, let's get started with a little bit of engagement. I do want to check quickly to make sure that we don't have any questions via the hashtag. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to search for BizzyWebinar again and see if anyone's searching. We'll hit refresh. If you do have any questions, again, this is the way to do it. So ready to start our BizzyWebinar today. So again, if you do have those questions, you can either send an email to dave@bizzyweb.com, or again, feel free to send out to that hashtag on Twitter. We'd love to connect with you there. All right, so since no questions, let's go into engagement. Engagement as a business is the new word of mouth. We used to connect with each other over that white picket fence. We might chat with each other around the water cooler. But now all of that has been augmented by Twitter, by social networks, by Facebook, by emails. And now we're able to connect virtually with each other via these miraculous little devices in our pockets over these tools and networks. If you are a business owner, you need to do a few things inside of providing engagement. First, of course, you need to provide a wow experience. You need to connect viscerally with the people that matter most to you. You've identified what that persona is, what Mary homeowner is thinking and what she needs, or what Bob, the electrical problem person, or Jim, the DIYer, is looking for. And your job is to provide a wow experience at every turn. Your website needs to look great. Your social media needs to be engaging and offer up helpful and relevant tips. Your email newsletter and email connections need to be professional and engaging and helpful. I have a former client who still sends out emails, and when they send out emails, inside of that first line of their message, it says, "Enter text here for more helpful or to engage your clients and draw them in." Well, that's a typical rookie mistake. They've never taken the time to just identify that. I've talked about this in the past few weeks. When you send things out in your emails, there's pre-header text now inside of emails. And if you're not paying attention to that, you're at best missing out on your 1-2 punch, and at worst looking like a bozo. So make sure that you're professional and that you take the time to connect at every step of the way. Once you provide that wow experience, again, you're going to entice them to stay in touch. This is your call to action. This is your subscribe here, follow us on Facebook, connect with us on Twitter, link up with us, register to our email, give us a call, stop by today. Entice them to stay in touch. And then all of your content from there on is going to be designed to continue to engage people. This is social media posts that are handy tips. This is the stuff like our home inspection example is using to continually engage. He's gotten a ton of traffic out of doing that simple thing, taking pictures of the most egregious errors in homes and offering up easy ways to fix. Engage people. That drives new business to you, of course, but then it also drives social visibility. Social visibility is when people on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or via email share your content with other people. If someone clicks like on Facebook, or even better, if they click share, all of that content gets shared to all of their friends. The average Facebook user has about 334 active friends. So if someone likes or clicks your content, up to 334 people are likely to see that content. That engagement and that social visibility will then drive new prospects to your door. That's almost entirely, the left-hand side of your screen is almost entirely without your input. That's not you hitting the pavement. That's the people that are already engaged with you doing your marketing for you. That's working smarter and not harder. So let's talk through a little bit on the top networks. We're going to go through Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and Instagram. If you want to share via the hashtag what you've had the most success with, would love to hear that. Or if you have specific questions on any of these, of course, again, send us that note via the hashtag BizzyWebinar, BizzyWebinar. All right, so let's first talk about the big daddy, Facebook. Facebook, of course, is the largest sharing site for users and for businesses. Millions and millions, over 100 million Facebook pages have been created, and there's 2 billion active users on Facebook per day. It was just recently announced that more than 2 billion people were on Facebook inside of a contiguous 24-hour period. That's massive. That's crazy. There's actually a study that suggests that more people have a Facebook account than own a toothbrush in the world. Things to post: text, links, photos, videos that engage, inform, and promote. This is content that's going to be helpful to your audience, to your target. The more niched you are, or the more specific you are in the person that you're trying to reach, or the different types of people that you're trying to reach, the more useful you can be to their needs, to speaking about what hurts for them or what engages them. And it's much less expensive if you do decide to proactively market and take out advertising. You want to do photos. I love live videos. And right after this, I'm going to do a live video on Facebook with a brief overview of this webinar so that you've got that if you're a Facebook fan of ours. But this is content that's designed to engage. You're going to get people's attention, and then you might add just a little bit of extra information inside of there. But videos, especially live videos, 100%, photos, links, and then text, kind of in backward order. Text gets the least amount of engagement, but it's the easiest to post. Videos don't have to be professional. As a matter of fact, the Facebook Live video function is built into your Facebook application on your phone right now. You just need to log in as your business page, or actually just switch to your business page when you're inside of Facebook. Click the Live button or the Submit Content button. I believe it's called Publish now, and very, very easy to do. You can post to Facebook as many as 1 to 2 times a day. I'd say at least once a week for any social media network that we're going to talk about. And then your benefit is to reach large audiences, and specifically as a very targeted advertising platform. Again, if you have a targeted persona and you know that your market is working mothers that have kids in elementary age schooling, that are in executive roles at their businesses, that are within 5 miles of, or 5 or 10 miles of your business, and who have an interest in home improvement or landscaping or what have you, you can specifically advertise just to those people, and $50 will get you much further than $5,000 would in an advertisement on a newspaper or in a radio ad or in something else, because you can reach exactly the right people with a targeted and engaging message. LinkedIn, of course, is the business network. So if you're connecting with businesses in trades, this is a little bit trickier because not all of our clients tend to be executives or in corporate roles. But specifically, if you're in commercial tradesmanships, then having good connections and building those referral sources, building that trust, might be the next step to getting that multi-million-dollar deal. As well, if you're trying to connect and get more employees, even if you're in residential construction, it's a brilliant way to proactively reach out and connect with the people that matter most, the people that are referring your next hire. So who might that be? Well, probably high school career counselors. If you're looking to find someone brand new in the industry, high school career counselors are more likely than anyone else to be telling your next employee that they should probably consider the trade. And so connecting with those guidance counselors is a great way to get new employees in the door. Post content about your business, your expertise, and curated content. Up to a couple times a week. You don't have to publish quite as often on LinkedIn, but make sure that when you do, it's always from an expert perspective. You want to tout your capabilities and your knowledge more on LinkedIn than anywhere else. Establish your expertise, network with referral sources, and keeping up with your business. Note that all of these places I'm talking about, you need to have a business account. So setting up a business account or setting up a separate account for your brand, such as on Twitter, is going to be important for you. Twitter, of course, is social conversation and image and information sharing. Hashtags are brilliant on Twitter to do things like the BizzyWebinar hashtag, or connecting out with real people, giving them real-time information, or following trends and information. Links to news, blog posts, photos, videos. With all social networks, and in particular with Twitter, you need to be careful about being too polarizing. You get 140 characters of content, especially if you're posting on political related content. At least 50% of your target audience is going to be upset by anything that leans too far left, too far right, too far whatever. So make sure that you guide your content carefully, or guard your content carefully, and that you're just being informational, helpful, and maybe offering breaking news as necessary. You know, depending, if you have a snow removal service, publishing on your Twitter account that we are out in the field helping our clients, and we estimate that we're going to get X, Y, and Z neighborhoods next, can be incredibly helpful. Great example of this on a larger scale, electrical utilities are using Twitter now to publish to a hashtag with a service outage map. Up in Nisswa, Minnesota, there were some big storms that happened 3 weeks ago, and the public utility was announcing, here's where our trucks are, and here's when we estimate your neighborhood is going to be back online. Very helpful content and easy to use via Twitter. How often? You really can't overdo Twitter, but make sure that the stuff that you do post is helpful, informative, and engaging. So, you know, don't just tweet for the sake of tweeting, and make sure that you have something to say or to share. And then the business benefit is that it is the fastest way to reach your audience and as customer service options. Comcast has Comcast Cares. And so if you search Comcast Cares, you'll see how Comcast is actually using Twitter to engage with their customers instead of identifying or having them call into an 800 number. Pinterest. This is really interesting for trades because it's a social site where users pin images to boards of things that they like. So this is your chance to share your examples of your work, your portfolio. So, you know, maybe it's landscaping. If you're a construction, or if you're in construction, maybe it's bathrooms or roofs or exteriors, interiors, technology, you know, whatever you've done in your role as a professional in the construction trades, to give people ideas for what's available. And they might find you on Pinterest. The largest network of people on Pinterest are women in their early to mid 30s to early to mid 40s. And so it's great for reaching household decision makers as far as things go. And so you can post boards and content, and people share a lot of content. You're going to do images of products, tips, digital content, interests. You can also share those videos, those testimonials, those walkthroughs. You know, for example, I mentioned before with the home inspection company, horror stories, before and after pictures. All of that content is fantastic and engaging. How often? Again, you can't really overdo Pinterest, but make sure that when you do, you're posting something that's valuable, helpful, and interesting. The business benefit, of course, is that pins can get found by search or by chance and direct that content back to your site. Instagram is probably the least understood by anyone over 30. Instagram is a mobile app for photo and video sharing. All the other networks that we've talked about or that we will talk about today involve some level of visual imagery. You can tweet pictures, you can Facebook a picture or a video. With Instagram, you can do videos and images and add fancy filters to those images and make those images as beautiful as humanly possible. So this is a highly curated form of content. So this is your most beautiful exterior shots or the most interesting stuff that you've captured that day or that week. You're going to post photos and videos of your business, your products, your people. You're going to personalize. Again, this tends to skew a little younger. So if you're trying to reach millennials or those first-time home buyers, as they look through things and as they get in over their heads on remodeling or repairs, if they're over their head in a plumbing fix, or they just don't know where to start with the electrical work, or if their furnace is out, or if something else is happening with their garage doors, or they know that they need a new roof, whatever, this is where they might be most likely to engage with you. How often? Once a day, maybe. Just post something. The key is you want to have an active content, or you want to have active content out there. You want to use hashtags so that people can find that kind of content because they're going to be connecting with you. Your goal on all of these is both to build a following, but also to be as searchable as possible, because when people search on their social networks, they're going to find you when you have proper tags. The business benefit is that followers get to know you and your business through images. They're going to build trust. And as I mentioned, especially with trades, you need to trust before you can move forward. The key thing, and I've hit this a couple of times with Engage, Inform, Capture, and Convert, is that you need to make your social media posts work for you. And you can't do that if you're always posting exactly the same content. Here's a simple formula for how to publish content that engages. First, 50% of everything that you share, half of what you share, should be interesting and entertaining posts. This is the engage part. You're going to engage people in conversation, capture their attention to stand out from the crowd and draw people in. The next 30% is helpful information. You've engaged them, now inform them. Show that you're the expert in what you do, in what you believe in who you are, that you are the person that they can trust. That final 20% then is to promote your business and tell them what to do next. So with the 50%, again, it might be quotes or interesting. Happiness lies in the joy of achievement, the thrill of creative effort, an engaging image. Goat pictures are always popular, so are cat pictures. Today in history, Eileen Collins became the first female astronaut to pilot a space shuttle mission. Not all of these are trade related, but you can see how they're designed to capture people's attention and draw them into conversation. 30% of helpful information. Honeypot Hill Orchard says, did you know that nectarines are actually just hair or fuzzless peaches? The Animal Humane Society posts, nope, and just keep your pets indoors when it gets too cold. And Grapevine Marketing posted 15 LinkedIn marketing hacks to grow your business. So helpful information, ways to know that your roof is on its way out, how to change that filter, or how to improve the efficiency of your X, Y, or Z. The last 20% is to promote your business. So come check out the Mighty Quinn at the Humane Society. So getting people to your door. Pinterest, mitered maxi skirt. So clicking here, that might be, buy now or special offers. Join Keynote Kia Tomlin for the Strong Awards. Give people what to do next. Subscribe now, call us today, engage with us, like us on Facebook, get them to the next step in your sales process. Again, realizing that they can come on or off your funnel at any time. It's more like a carousel and less like a funnel now. You can just hop on the ride whenever you want, connect and engage, make sure that at every turn you're allowing them to take that next step. So we're going to go through an overview finally of what to use, resources, and how to keep in touch with us. First, on what to use in all of these things, the web is the foundation of everything that we've talked about today. Your website can automatically publish to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, and more. Doesn't do Instagram because Instagram is a online-only publishing or a mobile-only publishing platform, but you can use your website to publish to all of these places. Likewise, if you publish your content from your website to all of your social networks, that helps you get found on social media or on search engines, because your content then shows up in all of those places with links back to your content. It's called backlinks, and it's a brilliant way to grow content when you're ready to get found. Email allows you to push content to everyone. And so again, one of the things that you want to ask people for is their email address, and then you want to have an engaging newsletter that you use to connect with them on a regular basis. Remind them, make sure that it's a helpful reference. You want to help people at every turn, not necessarily try to sell to them. With social media, you can continue to use that to engage and connect and inform. Facebook's for everybody. Blogs can help with your story and culture. YouTube provides engaging video. LinkedIn, of course, business to business. Snapchat and Instagram, millennials and younger. Twitter, small messages and breaking news. The key is to find the mix that works for you and for your customers. Okay, finally, here's how to learn more. If you go to BizzyWeb.com/events, you can subscribe up to our next core round of events. We're going to have something coming up the very next Wednesday, and every single Wednesday we have these busy webinars. You can get an in-depth marketing analysis on your website and your marketing by visiting BizzyWeb.com/buzz and entering a keyword that you'd like to get found for, as well as your website address. And we have an automatic tool that'll do this for you. It'll identify what your challenges are, how well optimized you are, and next steps that you can take. There's a 2-page checklist that you get at the end of that tool. And then, of course, you can search all of our busy webinars and our resources by following that link. If you'd like to keep up with us, just send us your email address by the text message by texting BIZZY, B-I-Z-Z-Y, watch your autocorrect, to 22828. So B-I-Z-Z-Y to 22828. We'll ask you for your email address, and then you'll get added to our email newsletters, where we'll keep you informed on what's happening in the digital marketing world and invite you to upcoming busy webinars. If you think that this was helpful to you and you'd like to continue to connect with us, texting BIZZY to 22828 will make sure that you stay on our list. That's how to reach us. Again, I'm at dave@BizzyWeb.com. If you would like a copy of this PowerPoint deck, I will send that to you if you send me an email and ask for it. As well, you can give us a call at any time if you'd like to ask us more questions or even work with us, which we'd love. Give us a call at 612-4BizzyO, 424-9990. Or again, you can grab your Buzz report at BizzyWeb.com/buzz. I'm going to check back one last time on the Hangout here, or on the hashtag. If you do have any questions on this, looks like we're good for right now. Go ahead and send us either a question to the hashtag BizzyWebinar. That's #BizzyWebinar, as you see on the page today in big white letters here. Or feel free to send me an email at dave@BizzyWeb.com. Again, I'm Dave Meyer at BizzyWeb. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us today. And remember, at BizzyWeb, we help you generate buzz without getting stung. Have a great week and a very safe and happy Labor Day for our U.S. friends.